There's nothing to worry about. The most powerful exorcists among us are working on it right now. And they'll make sure that we touch down on the ground safely.
Exorcists? Like the ones with amazing powers who healed people during the epidemic? That's right. So please, have faith in us.
Spreading out an innate domain that way always consumes a ton of energy. But the advantages make it worth it. One of them is the boost to stats due to environmental factors.
Ah! You mean like buffs in video games?
Another one is...
What? Most sorcerers would have been burned to ash the moment they entered my domain.
The techniques imbued in the domain are always sure to hit within that domain. That is guaranteed.
Guaranteed?
That's correct! But don't worry, there are several ways to deal with it. You can take the hit using a cursed technique like just now, or, and I don't really recommend this one, but you can try to go outside the domain. That's usually impossible. Now, you can also...
If I neutralize that infinity of yours with a dense domain, then my techniques will reach you.
Yeah, they'll hit.
Infinity?
You have to give me the prison realm to add to my collection. I came here having just thinking I wouldn't really care if I couldn't kill him. But now, having this difference between us thrust in my face, having him insult my pride as a cursed spirit, ridiculing the new humanity, this is completely unacceptable.
The most effective way to deal with a domain is to lay out your own domain. When two domains are laid out at the same time, the more refined one will dominate that space. Though compatibility and the amount of energy can factor in.
There won't even be ashes left of you, Satoru Gojo!
Domain expansion. Infinite void.
What just happened?
It's literally that boy like on a DMT trip.
My domain was overwhelmed.
I like being in the galactic center, in the void of the
I can't
galaxy.
feel anything. No, I can see everything. I can feel everything. But the information is never complete, so I can't do anything.
This is the inner world of limitless. Perception, contact. Every act in life is repeated infinitely, over and over. Ironic, isn't it? When granted every possible thing, you can't use it. All you can do is die peacefully. But I have some things I still want to ask you.
Like being overwhelmed with
So for right
information.
now, I'm going to let...
First off, I want to thank y'all and appreciate y'all for helping me maintain a healthy domain. And as I speak on domains, again, from Satoru Gojo giving this explanation of when one domain goes against another domain, the domain that is more refined is the one that overpowers the other. And I think about how I continuously have made videos and keep refining, the knowledge and awareness from different perspectives, Again, because some of this, we talking about, subject matters that, for lack of a better word, took place over millions of years, being explained in 1 hour. But again, like refining and continuously, adding the different perspectives and nuances to all of this, knowledge. And again, like with my YouTube channel, it's creating like a domain of protection. It's creating a domain of truth. because by me sharing my truth, not only sharing my truth, expressing things that, that I have, connected with and dealt with on my growth, things that have helped me, but then also just the general, knowledge and awareness that could also help others, but it creates a domain, and if any of you do any type of, do anything with media as far as like sharing videos or, doing anything publicly through social media, you realize like the more you've done it, the less and less trolls you have, the less and less, those type of entities and energies show up because of how refined your domain is, So it's literally like a domain of protection by you continuously, building a strong structure and foundation, because literally, like, again, with our words, because most of us are sharing, with our words on social media, our words building worlds and building a certain domain, casting a spell, not in a manner where it's trying to outwardly go and harm somebody, but more so like a domain or a spell of protection by continuously showing up in the space and creating a strong foundation and a strong structure of knowledge, of truth, and to help, others on their growth from a genuine energy, so that energy is, strengthened every time, a message comes through and refines, an older message. So again, we talk about domains, in connection with Jujutsu Kaisen and Satoru Gojo, it's like that refined domain is the one that's the strongest. And I done explained this before, with sharing, knowledge. Like when I used to be more so in a lot of my videos, like early in the game, when I was like just, fasting a lot and meditating a lot, but more so just like just zoned in, what I'm saying? It was almost to extreme though, because I had to realize like, all right, I do want to have moments for socializing and connecting with others, what I'm saying? Not to say that I wasn't completely, but, it could have been more of it in my reality. But long story short, like, when I would do videos like out in Venice Beach, by the Staples Center, by coffee shops or out in certain restaurants, and literally like it was like a domain against domain, what I'm saying? It's like, all right, and it kind of goes into the word dominion, in some ways, but like those spirits who have dominion in certain areas that didn't want to have, that didn't want to hear what I was saying, would kind of pop up and kind of have like a somewhat distraction or distractive energy when I would be sharing some of, the knowledge in some of these places. But ultimately, because of my energy and my strength and ability to share that knowledge and awareness was so strong that my domain, overpowered, and speaking of like, dealing with the Mars energy and us wanting to like, fight in certain ways, or expressing anger or fighting, what I'm saying? Some of us choose to channel that energy, when it comes to, sharing truth or standing up for something that we feel we should stand up for, and not to knock, we all, on our human experience. So, it's not to knock those little moments where we're not aware or we slip up and we kind of direct our anger at, one of our friends and family. But, it's like understanding that, healthily, you could direct that anger and direct that fight towards a cause that is very, helpful to all, what I'm saying, instead of directing it towards a family member or a friend, so it's definitely, also cause sometimes I would feel like, like, man, sometimes I would feel like I would be being a little confrontational, and even sometimes petty by like, and I know I wasn't, but, just me working through the energy where it's like, man, here it is when I'm talking about all of this mythological stuff, talking about metaphysics on such a high level in front of people who just want to watch the football game on Sunday and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, am I like purposes? Like, no, I'm doing my videos where I'm at. I catch the feeling. I share, if somebody's in the ear range of what I'm speaking on, they meant to hear it or ignore it or walk away. But, I'm here to deliver that message, or share whatever it is I'm sharing, no matter where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But I used to, again, like that, am I being, like subtly, passively, aggressively, trying to make my domain dominate, some passive aggressive, like, it's me here, you know what I'm saying? But like just realizing, though, it was the genuine expression, But again, that goes back to, awareness, doing your inner work, your introspect, you know what I'm saying? Reflecting and seeing like, all right, am I being petty? Am I choosing? And it's like, nah, sometimes the best places for me to do the videos was in the moment wherever I was, you know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is with that. And it was what it was with those moments that I done that. But again, it's like, maintaining the strength of your domain. And again, appreciate everybody that tap in with the live videos, commenting, and just bringing forth, that energy, liking and subscribing, sharing the videos, not because of popularity, but just making sure that the message is, again, like that domain is strengthened. Because now you look on YouTube and it's more and more easy to come across deep esoteric information, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us have created, and strengthened the domain of the esoteric occult realm within, the YouTube world, or the YouTube realm, so you see in the metaphysics of that just playing out, through that, but, again, maintaining. Also, just remembering to maintain your domain, your boundaries, your protection, not to, again, it's a paradox, you're on an individual experience and at the same time, everything is interconnected. And what you see or what you manifest in your realm is due to your internal world. And some of what's going on in your internal world is your soul energy, your spirit, your innate uniqueness, of source energy. But then some of it may be programming. And when you're running on an internal program, you may attract external programs that make you feel like, well, no, that ain't me, or that can't be me. And it may not be, again, it may not be an exact reflection of you in the moment, but at the same time, wherever you find yourself, it is because of your own energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being aware and having to go within and understand, like, all right, what vibration am I giving off, or, what subconscious programming is running to bring me into this type of domain or this type of space, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, like just, again, refining and maintaining your boundaries, your space, in that balanced manner where you, not shutting everything and everybody off. Because to some extent, to some extent, it's not really possible in that sense. It's all interconnected. But, it's also the paradox of your individual and unique, experience as well going on with that interconnectedness. So, strengthen and maintain your healthy domains. Your energy is so strong within your domains that people just kind of know not to, and before I go, because I I don't know if I said it in one of the recent videos, but like how the Jesus egregor is kind of like rising up, and people kind of, I see like how the Christian energy is going on. They love Jesus Christ, what they call them, crusades, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, maybe not physically trying to kill people, but in essence trying to, kill, aka trying to, stop you from practicing your spiritual practices, or connecting with source the way you connect with source, to connect with their, perspective of source, or, the entity of Jesus. But anyway, when you're strong in your awareness, and again, this goes back to, for me, not only my studies, but also sharing on my YouTube channel. So I also have like, hey, you could check out my YouTube channel of me talking about this, and then also having the memory of what I'm studying. But, it's the vibration and creating strong within my domain that not only, I'm aware of this knowledge and these facts, but then also within my domain, I have transmuted the energy of wanting to be right and fuss with people. So the fact that I no longer, be in the energy of wanting to prove I'm right and argue with somebody about religion, and I know what I'm talking about, I create this domain around myself that, kind of prevents people that be on that type of energy of like, hey, you want Jesus, and you like, they're not really attracted to even speak to me or deal with me, because I have that domain of protection, or that, like that moat, but and how it reflects, when you look at the whole picture. So inside, outside, like, how is that interconnected to me? So how is somebody wanting to prove that Jesus is right interconnected to me? Well, it's interconnected to me because that's a part of my, the earliest parts of this incarnation. Like when I was in church, and when I was in church and being around people who was telling me, hey, Jesus is the only way, I literally, worked through that, got into my own way of spiritually practicing, you know what I'm saying? But again, those people externally reflect that energy, either coming back up or staying away, because I'm refined in my awareness to know what's the truth. So it no longer pops up externally, because internally I'm aligned with the truth of knowing that, Jesus is not the way they explained it in church, and, but that's the whole inner outward thing. But again, maintain your domain. Appreciate y'all for helping me maintain this healthy domain on, this YouTube channel, but continue to, stay present, hold that healthy, harmonic, integral, vibration in the space you in. And that's it. Now it's a vibrate. Y'all know what it is. Peace.